This is now take 13 that I have done trying to figure out the right way that I wanted to start off my first video. And I really decided that there's not a right way to start off a first video. So I am Ree. Nice to meet y'all. Hopefully y'all will come back more and more and more for each review that I do. This is a review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 11, episode 1. Let's talk. So it's been a long 6 months off since season 10 wrapped. So much has happened. People have left. People have come in and finally got their peaches. And some people will never get their peaches. Marla. We see that there are a couple cast members missing from the opening credits, mainly being Kenya and Sheree. We also see that we're going to get a new housewife this season. That is Shamari DeVoe. That's Ronnie DeVoe from New Edition's wife and child's mother. So we got those two people leaving. We've got one coming. We also see that Eva has gotten her peach this season, which is awesome because Eva has been my #1 favorite top model since she has been on TV. Just a little background news from today. I saw on Instagram earlier that Kenya had her daughter. So congratulations, Kenya. Her daughter, she named her Brooklyn Doris Daly. So congratulations to Kenya and her husband. Also saw and just kind of giving a little bit of prayers up for Portia. Nene made a post on Instagram today saying with a picture of, it looks like a hand with an IV in it. I'm not really sure what's going on, but she alluded to something going on with Portia. I don't think she's supposed to be delivering this soon yet, but if she is, hopefully that, you know, she's doing well and the baby's doing well. So we will see how Portia's pregnancy plays out throughout the season, and hopefully the baby's fine. Mighty convenient timing for these two pieces of news to drop on the day of the show coming back, but what do I know? Anyway, so we start off the show. We see Portia. Every single scene on this episode, Portia is slayed to the gods. I mean, she is so well put together, from her hair, her makeup, her outfits. Everything top down is looking great about Portia. Except for the fact that she is just so thirsty over this new man she's with. And believe me, I get it, because I was thirsty over my husband. I still am thirsty over my husband. But, I mean, the thirst for getting married and having a baby so soon. He either has a whole lot of money or he's got really good dick. But whatever the case is, she seems to be really happy. She talks about her new boyfriend. His name is Dennis McKinley. He is the owner of a shop in Atlanta, a restaurant called Original Hot Dog Factory. Just a little background on him. I looked him up a little bit to see that he also has owned a hookah lounge, and he has some affiliation with a hair distributor. It was saying that he was an owner of a hair distributor, QueenVirginRemy.com. Now, I read this story on allaboutthetea.com. Apparently, allegedly, he and an ex-girlfriend started this QueenVirginRemy.com hair store. They were in business together, and I guess the relationship went bad, and he went and trademarked or registered the business under his own name without her, which sparked a chain of events where he proceeded to try and sue her for trademark infringement. I guess she was trying to still do business under the business name, but he was the owner, and he snuck and did that, aka same thing that Ryan from Black Ink apparently maybe have allegedly did. So I say all that to say it's kind of ironic that, not ironic, but it's kind of weird. And I wonder if there's any connection between this QueenVirginRemy.com and the fact that Portia had some business dealings with Go Naked Hair. She's also a hair distributor, so I wonder if they were in business together at all. I do know Portia needs to watch her checkbook though, because he's originally from Detroit. He moved to Atlanta. Both of those places are kind of known for some scammers. Not that everywhere else isn't, but watch your coins, girl. Prenup if y'all get married. Anywho, moving along. So we get a scene showing Nene and Greg. Nene said that Greg has been really sick, and I was reading stories on social media about Greg being sick. I didn't really know the extent of it, but he really lost a lot of weight. He looks like he was sick. I thought it was something with his heart. Apparently, he has stage 3 colon cancer. Me being a nurse knows that, once you get to stage 3 colon cancer, it is pretty extensive amount of treatment that comes involved with that. They said that he got part of his colon removed. I'm not really sure if he's going through chemo or taking chemo meds. I'm pretty sure if he's still actively pursuing treatment, then he probably is on chemo meds, and that's really hard for somebody to go through, because I know Greg, they were saying he had heart issues in the past too. So I'm praying for them with regard to that. I was going to say something about Nene's eyebrows, but I'm going to leave it alone. It looks like they were having like a little family get together. I did notice, it was a thoughtful scene. It was pretty sad though. Everybody, Greg broke down telling the group rather, that was made up of like family and friends, that he actually had, when they found out he got cancer, he wrote a goodbye note to Nene prior to his surgery in case he didn't make it out. And that got me a little bit emotional, because I've lost family members to cancer. Most recently my father-in-law. So I definitely understand where they're coming from as a family, just being worried and scared. It was a heavy scene. I hope he gets better. I do know that Nene has been providing as just mental and physical support for him, so I hope that she's taking care of herself too. I did see in the scene though, we saw the younger son Brent. I didn't notice Nene's son, who I don't think is Greg's son, Bryson, there. There were reports on social media that Nene and her son's baby's mother or something or other were beefing over some money. Apparently Nene's son got in trouble, saying that there were reports that he allegedly raped his baby's mother, the one that he has the daughter with. So I hope he wasn't involved in that, but that's a lot for somebody to be handling, with family drama and then illness and things like that. So we'll see how it all plays out on the show. We do see a scene. Candy's back. We see a scene with her and 3/4 of Escape on the bus, also with Don Juan. They were talking about Escape's tour and how well it did. I know they were all over the United States doing shows, and they were killing music festivals. I know they killed the Essence Festival. I saw a lot of videos on that, so I'm happy to see them back doing their thing. I guess Candy saw how much money was to be made going back on tour with them, and she changed her mind after she got all her other business out the way. She did say that they were winning an ASCAP award, which is a very prestigious award for many writers and performers to win. So congratulations, Candy. That's my girl. Just kind of collecting checks and making moves. I love to see that. So hopefully we'll see more of her and Escape on the show as well. We get a scene with Cynthia. Cynthia in the scene where she was introducing her new boyfriend. Her braids were everything. I mean, Cynthia is like aging backwards. Seems like her and Noelle look like sisters. In the scene, we see that she's dating a new guy. His name is Mike Hill. I looked him up as well. It looks like Mike is, he's been a broadcaster for about 20 years. He's been on Fox Sports for since 2013. His real name is James, and he has 2 kids. So I wonder how that'll play out, her having kids. And I know she also... she has affinity. She said on the last reunion she has affinity to liking darker skinned men. So it was kind of surprising to see her with a guy who was lighter than her. But he was a good looking guy. He kind of looks like like a thinner version of Smokey Robinson to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's the eyes. But she was kind of gushing over him. She was having her drink of wine and FaceTiming him. And they were getting a little flirty. You saw him getting serious in the conversation and talking to her about him hoping that, you know, they can move forward in their relationship. And then Noelle comes in and gets on the FaceTime with him. It looks like Noelle's like really laid back. It looks like she seems to like the guy, and I think Noelle just kind of just wants a guy that's going to treat her mom well. She's got a really good relationship with Peter. And, you know, that, even though that dynamic was a little bit weird to me, how Peter and Leon were so cool, but whatever. As long as the family is getting along and everybody is happy, that's really all that matters. Next, we have Eva coming back. Good to see Eva. We had a scene with her, and reintroducing her daughter Marley, who is the daughter she has with Kevin McCall, that crazy ass nigga, who was, I think, verbally and maybe physically abusive to her. She introduced her new son, the one that she was pregnant with last season. His name is Michael Jr. or Mikey. And her looks in this, she always looks amazing as well. I mean, the wig budget, the fashion budget this season, the green screen looks have gone completely through the roof. They all just look beautiful to me. I did see a little subtle shade that Eva said to the camera. She was saying that Mike was, her husband, Mike was the only father. What did she say? He was the only father that her daughter knew, only dad that her daughter knows, and that's really a damn shame, because Kevin McCall, ain't nothing wrong with him but for the fact that he's a crazy ass nigga. I mean, if he's not seeing his daughter, I think because of his possible or alleged abuse issues, that's why he might not be seeing her. But that's crazy. Fathers need to be involved with their kids. And I don't know their dynamic, but I mean, that was a little slight shade. She was also being a little shady towards Cynthia too. I think those two are going to end up going at it this season for some reason. I don't really know why, because I think they have very similar personalities in the way that they maneuver in these relationships. I mean, the shade about Cynthia and her modeling style, and Eva being 20 years younger, and like, I don't really know why they're going to be beefing, but I somehow think they're going to be butting heads this season. We then get to a scene with Nene and Portia. In this scene, Portia's Yves Saint Laurent shoes are fire, okay? I mean, that bitch got her fashions together all the way. They were talking about Nene having a show, a comedy show that she's going to be doing in Miami. Portia's B-Day is coming up, so she wants to celebrate in Miami too. Nene also, I guess she owns a boutique. It's called Swagalicious, and she's going to be opening up a second store down there. So I guess this will be setting the tone for Cash Trip #1 to Miami. Let's see. All right, so then some of the episode kind of fell a little bit flat for me. The part where Candy comes back, she's talking to Todd, Riley, and Kayla and Don Juan about possibly wanting more kids. The last thing Candy should be thinking about is more kids. I mean, she already has about at least 7 or 8 businesses, plus she's in a group, still making music, plus she's writing, plus she's managing people, and her kids need her. Like, it didn't seem like Riley was on board with the idea either, and nor was Kayla. They did say their parents are just really busy right now. I don't know if y'all caught that too. They were talking about daddy daycare and how Todd. I have watched the Instagram stories with Todd, how he is, and he looks like a great dad. He's always with Ace. But that video with him driving with Ace on his lap, I hope they were parked, because I do know somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody just got in trouble for that. Got a reckless endangerment charge for having their kid on their lap while they were driving. And I think they were drunk, but I really just don't do that. Or at least don't film it if you're putting your kid on your lap really driving. Hopefully they were parked though. Anyway, they were talking about Riley losing 50 pounds. She does look good too. She still has that same kind of dry personality, but she has lost 50 pounds and she's looking great. Portia goes back. She talks about how she wants to protect her relationship. She's going to be inviting her man and the girls to Miami. She wants to keep that whole thing separate though, so she's trying to keep her man away from all the girls. So you see her in the scene with her sister and her assistant, and she calls each girl one by one. Candy, she gets to Candy, and the conversation was so dry. Oh my God. Like, Candy was just like, hi, like, bitch, why are you calling me? I mean, me personally, I would never, that's why I couldn't be on the show, because I wouldn't be around people. I wouldn't be able to, like, feel comfortable calling people, and I know I don't fuck with them. Like, I don't see the point. I would have had somebody else call Candy and invite her, but I guess, you gotta do what you gotta do to get that coin and get that camera time. So we'll see how this relationship unfolds. I wouldn't have called them. We do see the part of the show where Candy gets her award. She, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to take Ace to the award show. He was crying, and it was way too late for him to be out. I mean, I don't understand when rich people do that. I mean, they treat their kids and their pets like accessories, and just be taking them to all kind of places that they should not be at all kind of hours of the night. Like, take him to his grandma's house. Leave him at home with, his babysitter. Stop taking y'all kids around, keeping them up all late, imposing them on everybody else who's trying to have a good time just because you want to get good pictures or whatever the case is. Like, he's too young to understand what's going on. Candy, leave that baby at home. I love you, girl, but leave that baby at home. We get a scene where Portia and Dennis finally get to Miami. They're driving in the car, and she's kind of talking to him about her different relationships with the girls. He is not at all interested in anything she's talking about. I mean, she talks about her issues, namely with Marlo and Candy. He got so quiet when she talked about Candy. It was like one of them things where saying nothing said a whole lot. Candy must got some dirt on him. She asked Dennis if he knew Candy, and he ain't have shit to say. He just said, I went to old lady gang every now and then, and Portia doesn't strike me as a kind of bitch who cares what her man does as long as he's bringing the money home. I mean, she you know, you could see throughout the episode, the common theme is she wants to get married. She wants to have a family. And I completely understand that, you know, considering what she has gone through in her relationships in the past. But slow down, girl. She was so thirsty about it. You see the scene where she gets to the hotel and he has a very nice spread set up for her, and, you know, a very romantic scene, and she just knows she's going to get proposed to, setting her up for yet another disappointment, because from what I see online, he ended up proposing to her in Atlanta, which we probably will see that down the line, but I don't think the box that he gives her is going to be a ring. Well, I guess we'll see next week. So, I mean, she's just, you know, concerned. She goes in the bathroom. She calls her friend. Or I think she calls her sister to say, you know, hey girl, I think he's going to propose. And she's like, yeah, he's a good man. And all I was thinking is, that is a good man, Savannah. Anyway, I hope she gets what she wants. But, I mean, girl, get a prenup. I think that was about it. I think I covered everything for Real Housewives of Atlanta. I want to know from y'all, though, as far as the show, how do you think some of these relationships are going to play out? Kandi and Portia, I mean, the beef is now, 3 seasons old? I don't want to keep seeing them beefing, because I really like, but I want to like Portia, but I am definitely, has always been my favorite since I was 12 years old. So, I mean, I am just a smidge biased. How are we going to see this play out between Portia and Marlo? Tell me what you think about this first episode. I think it was okay for the first episode. It wasn't really a whole lot of excitement, but it was just enough to keep us on the fence for next week. Do me a favor, please click to subscribe to me and get notifications. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Give me some feedback. How you think this first review went for me. I'm looking to hear your answers, because, you know, I can't get better without people telling me what they think they want to see from me. I want to know what y'all want to see so I could be that. Hope everybody has a blessed week, and we'll see you again next time.